Audio and sound effects in this video were created using audio.com. Use the link in the description to get 10% off.
Hello everybody, welcome to Filmmaking Today. Bojan Dulabic here. So, are you looking for an extremely affordable multi-purpose lens? Stay tuned.
This is the Magnicon 28-80mm f3.8 vintage lens. The lens was released in 1989. It was originally produced by Tokina and later rebranded to Magnicon for Blacks, which was a Canadian camera store at the time. Let's take a look at the hardware. The lens focuses from infinity all the way down to 0.7 meters. Zoom range goes from 28 to 80 mil, and zoom and focus is all accomplished via the same ring. Aperture goes from wide open at 3.8 all the way down to 22. My lens came with a Nikon F mount, however it does come in different mounts. Regardless, you will need an adapter, which simply mounts by lining up the red dots and twisting it. And this is what the lens and adapter look like. Now let's take a look at the sharpness. Wide open, the lens is definitely a bit soft in the center. However, as you step down to 5.6, it gets much sharper and stays sharp until f-stop 16, at which point it gets a bit soft. Let's take a look at the corner. Wide open, it's also a bit soft and gets sharper at 5.6 and also stays sharp until f-stop 16, at which point it also gets a bit soft. So the sweet spot is between 5.6 and 16. Now let's take a look at the photo and video quality.
So, final thoughts about this lens. All in all, it's a pretty interesting lens. So first of all, as I mentioned in my video, this is from my research, and it was very hard to get a lot of information about this lens. as it is with some vintage lenses, especially this one, because again, for my research, this is a repurposed or rebranded Tokina lens that was commissioned by one chain of Canadian camera stores, Blacks, the name of the store. They've gone under ever since. However, they were bought a while ago, and I think they're now an online store only, or they provide an online service. But anyway, so that's from my research. That's where I could find out about this lens. If any of you know more about this lens, I would love to know more. If I'm wrong on this, please let me know in the comments, because I am genuinely curious about the history of lenses and that kind of stuff, and I do like to research it and all that stuff. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you know anything about this lens. So it's a very interesting lens. It's not the greatest vintage lens. I'm not gonna tell you that it is. It's not as good as, let's say, the Canon FD lenses or lenses on that level. Definitely not. But it's also not that expensive. You can get this guy right now for about 15, 20 bucks, right? I mean, you know, it's not a lot of money, which is great. It's a great range, 28 to 80 mil. That's a pretty cool range, right? The macro function, it's not a true macro. It's 1 to 4. So, you know, not a true macro function, but you know what? It works. It gets you closer to the object. You know, again, if you're looking for a true macro lens, get a true macro lens. But it will still do a pretty good job. So all in all, I think it's a decent lens. I would definitely recommend it for that price. Don't pay 50, 60 bucks. And I don't think it's worth that kind of money. But if you can get it for 15, 20 bucks, yeah, I definitely recommend it. So one thing I'm starting to like more and more, the lenses that have basically one ring to operate both focus and zoom. In the past, I wasn't really a big fan, but as I'm using these types of lenses more and more, I'm starting to like it, because it's very convenient to just be able to pull focus and zoom all in one. And especially if you're doing video, if you get skilled at it, you can just do it very, very smoothly, and you won't even notice the difference viewing the video. Obviously, the secret is it has to be smooth, right? This specific lens, when you basically zoom out, when you go up to 28, it's not bad, but when you're pushing it in, it's definitely stiff, right? I'm sure I can open it up and put some oil wherever it needs to go. I haven't really done it in the past, and I might, but that's something to keep in mind. I think I mentioned in the video, this is a click lens, right? So I de-clicked it by just opening it up and removing that small metal ball, which is very easy to do with most lenses, and it just becomes de-clicked, which is great for video, and it works very nicely. So there's that. And yeah, all in all, like I mentioned, if you can find this lens for $15 to $20, get it. Absolutely. This is not a professional lens. Even with vintage lenses, right? There are some that I would definitely say you can use it for professional purposes. Not this one. This is your hobbyist lens. This is for your home videos, for your channel if you like it, and that kind of stuff. But I would not use it on a professional set, on a professional gig. So that's that, guys. As I mentioned, I really like it, especially for the price. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, all that good stuff. And stay tuned for more. Thanks.